What if your dating life isn't actually the problem? What if the real issue is simply the country you are living in? Most of us are stuck in a cycle of endless swiping and awkward coffee dates that go nowhere, but in certain parts of the world, the social landscape is built differently. Imagine walking through a sun-drenched plaza in Spain or a vibrant street market in Thailand where meeting new people isn't a chore, but an inevitable part of your day. These 10 countries make meeting people easier, faster, and way more fun than what you're likely used to. From the high-energy nightlife of Brazil to the sophisticated cafes of France, we are counting down the places where your social circle can explode overnight. Stay tuned, because one of these countries practically forces you to have a social life, whether you're ready for it or not. In this video, we are defining the best dating and social life by looking at a few key factors. The general openness of the local people, the ease of meeting through both apps and organic public culture, the vibrancy of the nightlife, and the overall cost of going out. We aren't just looking at stereotypes here, we are looking at the real experiences that expats and travelers report when they land in these locations. The international dating scene varies wildly from one border to the next, and understanding these cultural nuances is the secret to finding the right environment for your personality. Whether you are looking for deep intellectual connections or just want a social calendar that never has a blank space, there is a country on this list for you. We will start with the easiest social cultures to break into and end with the one country where dating feels like a scene straight out of a classic movie. Starting our countdown at number 10 is Brazil. In Brazil, strangers will often talk to you first. This is a culture that is warm and social by default, where the concept of personal space is much smaller than in Western Europe or North America. Physical affection is a normal part of daily communication, which can be a breath of fresh air if you're coming from a more reserved culture. The dating reality here is fast-paced and highly expressive. People don't tend to hide their feelings, and the social scene revolves around beaches, outdoor parties, and a heavy presence on Instagram. One of the best things about Brazil is the cost factor. Your social life is incredibly affordable, allowing you to stay out late without breaking the bank. However, keep in mind the reality check. The language barrier is real. If you don't speak at least a little Portuguese, you might miss out on the deeper levels of connection that make Brazil so special. At number 9, we have France. Here, the vibe shifts to slow but meaningful dating. Forget the rapid-fire small talk you might find elsewhere. The French value real connection and intellectual depth. While dating apps are used, the culture is far less app-heavy than in the US or UK. Social life in France is built around cafes, wine bars, and an atmosphere that encourages long conversations over a glass of Bordeaux. It is a sophisticated dating landscape where the art of seduction is still very much alive. The reality check for France is that it can be harder to break into established social circles initially. The French can be perceived as guarded at first, but once you are in, the loyalty and depth of the friendships and romantic connections you form are often unparalleled. Number 8 takes us to Thailand, which is widely considered one of the easiest places to start over socially. Whether you are in the bustling streets of Bangkok or the islands of the south, the combination of incredibly friendly locals and a massive, diverse expat scene makes it nearly impossible to be lonely. Dating apps are extremely active here, and the social hubs are legendary. From rooftop bars to night markets, there is always a place to meet someone new. The reality check here involves navigating cultural differences in expectations. Because Thailand is such a popular crossroads for the world, you have to be clear about what you are looking for, as the social scene can range from very casual to deeply traditional, depending on who you meet. Moving to number 7, we find Spain, the undisputed nightlife capital of the world. In Spain, your social life doesn't even start until midnight. The culture is built around late-night dinners, group hangouts, and the paseo, or the evening stroll where everyone is out in the streets. Dating in Spain is often casual but social first, meaning you usually meet people through a wider group of friends rather than just one-on-one. This makes the pressure of dating much lower. The reality check for Spain is that while people are incredibly friendly, knowing the Spanish language helps immensely. If you can keep up with the fast-paced banter at a tapas bar, you'll find that your social calendar stays full 7 days a week. Mexico, 6th, has people who make time for you. The pleasant, family-oriented atmosphere makes dating here quite welcoming. Modern dating patterns in Mexico City and chivalrous attitudes in rural communities provide a lovely blend. Mexicans value socializing over work, so your dates won't check their watches or emails. Social life in Mexico is much better in some areas than others. Staying in major cities or seaside towns gives you the most dynamic and safe social scenes. Most people fail in these countries because of one big mistake. People move abroad and date the same manner they did at home. Applying North American dating rules to South American or European cultures is endlessly frustrating. You must adopt local rhythms. We will explain how to escape this trap in a few minutes, but let's continue our countdown with a country that removes one of the main social achievement barriers. Philippines ranks 5th. Many prefer this because there is less language barrier. The nation's great English fluency makes translation apps less unpleasant. The culture welcomes visitors, and dating is simple with fewer games than in Western markets. You may have honest, heartfelt chats from the start. The reality is that long-term aspirations vary. Philippine society is heavily influenced by family, therefore dating someone there frequently means joining a wider social unit. Colombia ranks 4th. Music, dancing, and immediate interactions fuel this lively social environment. In towns like Medellin and Cali, salsa culture makes socializing the norm. When the city is a social club, you don't need an app to meet people. The passionate, fast-paced dating style is ideal for people who are bored of the slow fade or ghosting in other nations. The reality check is safety and place. The city and neighborhood you choose will greatly affect your experience. Here's why people suffer even in the finest countries before we get to the top 3. The big mistake is not assimilating to local culture and sticking in expat bubbles. Only hanging out with people from your own nation is like living in a smaller replica of the home you left. Learn the basics of the local language, join local activities like culinary lessons or sports clubs, and use local applications to succeed. If you expect home country norms everywhere, you'll always be an outsider. Japan, number 3, has a very different dating scene, a highly regulated but unique social environment. Japan has a wonderful structured dating culture, including gokon, group blind dates when friends bring friends to dinner. Social life revolves around employment or specific activity groups. Japan can initially seem restrained. Building trust and breaking through the courteous facade takes time, but the bonds are really stable and sincere. Number 2, Germany. Forget guessing games, this is your country. Germany doesn't allow reading between the lines, people say what they mean. Direct, honest dating involves few games. Hiking, Berlin clubbing, and local festivals unite Germans socially. It takes time to make these connections. It takes time to become best friends with a German, but honesty and common principles make social life here pleasant. Italy tops the list. Italy originated contemporary romance, so dating here feels like a movie. Its profound romance culture and popular social lifestyle make it the best destination. The piazza culture involves endless outside conversation, eating, and socializing. Eye contact and discussion are still the main ways to meet in this expressive and confident dating environment. The reality check? The emotions might be strong. Italy is not for the faint of heart, but for dynamic, gorgeous, and deeply felt social life. There is no greater location on earth. To conclude, your ideal country depends on your needs. Brazil and Colombia offer fast dating and instant energy. Germany or France may be preferable for serious, direct connections. Philippines and Thailand are ready to welcome you without linguistic obstacles. Which country on this list astonished you most? Share in the comments. Have you thought dating is simpler abroad? Watch our next video to see where people are ditching relationships altogether.